Hello, everyone, and welcome to our onboarding webinar. We are so excited to welcome you today. My name is Chloe Signan. I'm a senior manager who oversees our client success department here at Houzz, along with our wonderful onboarding team. So we're so excited to share with you all that we have in store for you today. So let's go ahead and get started. So for our agenda, we do want to make sure that you log in and follow along with us. If you're having any trouble getting into your account, just reach out to us via the chat or Q&A functions that you may see at the bottom or side of your screen. But take lots of notes. This session will be recorded, but we do encourage you to ask a lot of questions. We want to make sure that you get the most out of this webinar as possible. So we are absolutely here to help, so don't be shy. But in addition to that, our agenda for the day. So we're going to be going over account settings, our calendar and video meetings. Some of you have access to premium marketing features, as well as the option for a website through Houzz. And then we'll discuss our client relationship management tool, or how to keep in better track of your leads. And then we'll discuss team members, QBO integration, creating a project, building an estimate, change orders, how to collect payment. And then we'll wrap up with our visual tools like our 3D floor planner and mood boards, as well as our client dashboard and our mobile app. So we have lots in store for you today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So first and foremost, I'm going to share with you one of our professionals that we have here at Houzz, just to kind of give you a demonstration of their account and some wonderful things that you can take advantage of. So let's go ahead and pop right in. So on my screen, you should see one of our professionals, Eden Mountain Contracting. And if you're looking at a screen a little bit different than mine, again, do make sure that you log in. But where we're going to spend some time is in Houzz Pro. So you may see a blue Go to Houzz Pro button at the top of your screen, or otherwise you can go directly to pro.houzz.com and you should see a screen very similar to mine. So where we're going to start off, and something I want to point out, is your Houzz in the upper right-hand corner. This will kind of be your North Star throughout today and the duration of your program. If you're ever getting lost, unsure where to go ahead and go over to your Houzz, and this will bring you back to your profile page. But specifically, we're going to spend some time in Houzz Pro settings. So what I wanted to mention to you all, you should have received an email with kind of some how-to instructions on how to set up the basics of your account. This is very important that you spend the time updating all your different credentials for your company, including your address, your logo. This is very important for us to ensure that we have all this information up to date for you, so we can build all these amazing documents and things that we'll discuss today. So make sure that you take advantage of that. All right, so let's pop back over quickly into actually some things that I want to spend a little bit more time on. And we're going to touch on Houzz Pro settings once again, but this time we're going to go into talking about integrating our calendar. So you're going to see a tile right here for calendar. So once I click there, you'll see a blue button that says Connect Calendar if you have not already done so. And basically we integrate with 5 of the most popular calendars that are out there for kind of electronic business management. So whether you use Apple, Microsoft, Google, we have the ability to connect your calendar. And the why behind this is to ensure that you're easily accessible to your clients and can have an opportunity for them to connect with you and see your availability to book appointments. So very easy online scheduling. So take advantage of connecting your calendar. And once you do so, the options down below will no longer be grayed out. And you have the option to customize your meeting duration. So anywhere from 30 minutes all the way up to 4 hours for however long you may take the time to meet with someone. You can also set your availability and the hours that you're typically available for these consultations. Very important that we have that information, but be rest assured when a client comes to view your calendar, they won't see any details of what's on there. They'll just see the time slots in which you are available. So makes for a seamless booking experience and a great way for you to showcase the ability of you to use technology. But many of the things that we provide here at Houzz, we don't want you to just use on our own platform. We want to encourage you to have all the tools at your fingertips to best manage your business. So you're also equipped with having a personalized booking link. So if you want to have this booking link maybe showcased on your website, your social media, just an opportunity for someone to get a hold of you by booking a virtual meeting, you absolutely have the option to display that personalized booking link wherever you so choose. All right. Last but not least on this section, one thing I am super excited about. Houzz has now equipped all of our professionals with the options to enable video meetings, which I think comes at the perfect time. Obviously, we're connecting with you kind of live over video, but now is a unique time where homeowners may not be comfortable with you yet coming into their homes. And even if you do, probably half your face may still have to be covered, given different mask mandates, given what's going on in the world. But we know that them being able to build that personal connection, that rapport, having to see your face helps build that communication. So promoting video meetings on your profile is something that we have so many success stories on. It's a great way for people to see you, engage with you, interact with you. And also for you to get to know clients without having to physically go out to their location. So a great way to kind of pre-screen some of these individuals. When you promote video meetings on Houzz, you can actually offer if you'd like them to be a paid consultation or complimentary. We have different templates when you enable that feature that you can choose from, or you can edit. If you promote paid consultations, super easy just to put in there the amount that you would charge and how they should pay you for that consultation when it does take place. But with video meetings, the great thing is neither you nor the client needs to download any software. It is super easy. And say maybe they don't even have a computer or they're constantly on the go, but want to connect with you via video. They can absolutely do that. It is friendly on both a mobile device and a desktop. So take advantage of promoting video meetings on Houzz. It's again, a wonderful way for you to showcase the way that you're utilizing technology in this new world to stand out above and beyond your competition. All right. The next thing that I actually want to go over is some premium marketing features that we have here at Houzz. I know we have a variety of different professionals that are on the line with us today with various subscriptions that you've chosen to market with us. What I just did is I actually, again, clicked on your house, just click right on that button. And I'm back in the profile of Eden Mountain Contracting. So if you are one of our essential customers, you have the ability to have some premium marketing features, which I truly love. The first one is to get standouts. So these may seem very, very simple, but there's a lot of different professionals on Houzz. And this is a great way to just speak to what are the top 3 things that someone needs to know about your business. So do you now offer those online consultations? Is that something you want to promote and let people know? Have you been in business for 20 plus years? You have a good track record. This is absolutely something that you can update and change. Do you speak multiple languages? Do you offer to connect with people in Spanish in addition to English? You have many different options here of things that you can choose from that speak to you and the uniqueness behind your business. So take advantage of selecting those. You can choose up to 3 to stand out and get noticed. There's also a little flag here for some of you that may have a free professional listing with us on Houzz. This will appear there for people to be able to understand that you can connect with them and suit their needs of what they're looking for. All right. So I see a question in the audience of how did I get here? So just clicked on your Houzz in the upper right. Click that Get Standouts button underneath that profile picture. And that is that simple way to make those quick changes on your standouts. All right, so you'll see actually on my screen now, there's also this option of this little play button and adding a highlight video. So as you may know, we provide the opportunity for you to upload, of course, photos of your work and your portfolio. You also, of course, can build out your business description and anything that someone may want to know about your business. But above and beyond that, at Houzz, we have found that over 70% of users actually engage in video content above and beyond any other media. So I know for me, when I see a play button, that's the first thing that I'm going to pick on. And this is the way for Houzz to, again, help communicate your brand and your story in a unique way. So if I click Add Highlight Video, it actually helps me build one. Some of you may already have one started, or you have kind of uncovered how to build one on your own, which is wonderful. But if you haven't yet, and you click Add Highlight Video, it'll bring you to a screen with many, many different templates that you can kind of choose from to get started. So let's go ahead and just start with this Berlin template. So I'm going to go ahead and select that one. And as you can see, with just a simple click of a button, it starts kind of loading already the things that it can read from my profile photo to my business name to the content that I have loaded. And it starts kind of building this video on my behalf. So if I wanted to make any changes here, I can absolutely do that as well. So maybe I needed to update my business name for some reason, you can absolutely do that. Maybe I wanted to change the photo that appears here to something a little bit different. I can do that as well, just by simply clicking on the image that I want. You also have the opportunity to upload video content into Houzz in addition to just photos. So if you take the opportunity to do that, I've seen some really amazing videos where people have incorporated, client testimonials on camera, drone footage of walking through a project. It's just a really cool way to, again, show how you're unique and all the amazing value that you can provide a homeowner in their next project. So you can click through kind of frame by frame. Some of them you'll see we have some stock video content that can kind of play through. Again, just kind of help evoke that story, that emotion. And you can change everything that you see here as far as the photos or the written content that appears. You can make simple changes that you may want to update. We also, of course, have a way for you to update music. There's music that displays in the background of these videos. Some are kind of slower tempo, some are more upbeat. But a really great way for you to showcase kind of what's unique about you and your business is building one of these out. So let's go ahead and publish this highlight video. And it's going to take a second to get created and built. But actually what I want to take you over into next is, again, some of our subscribers who are on the call today are a part of our essential package. And if you're not, that is perfectly okay. You might be wondering how you can get those features. And I will show you how to do that if that's something you're interested in. But above and beyond standouts in the highlight video, some of our packages do include the opportunity to have a website through Houzz. So I'm going to click back into Houzz Pro, which you can get there by hovering over your Houzz, clicking on, you can just go to Houzz Pro settings to get you there. And we got all these different tiles that we've been looking at before. But what I'm going to go over is your website. So I'm going to click on that button right there. So this individual has taken advantage of wanting to build a website through Houzz, which is great. But I'm going to go ahead and click in and kind of show you the different ways that you can actually customize and build a website through Houzz. So we have many different templates for our essential customers and ultimate customers that they can kind of choose to build a website. Some of these are really amazing. There's many different templates that you can choose from. And all of these are also mobile friendly. So if you don't know if your site is mobile friendly, it is very important. You do want to make sure that your site is able to be read on a mobile device. Many of us don't even have computers anymore. We're kind of on our phones late at night browsing. You want to make sure that if someone's doing that for your business, that they see your beautiful display of your website and your work in a way that it's not cut off on the screen. It makes a lot of sense. They can see everything clearly on the screen in front of them. So if I go back into here, though, there's a lot of different ways to make edits onto this page. So you'll see here, if I click Edit Slideshow, I can actually choose to show my latest project. So if I know I'm going to be keeping my portfolio up to date on Houzz and I don't want to also update my website, I can make sure that's always displaying my 5 latest projects that I have uploaded into Houzz. In addition to that, as I scroll down, I notice here, of course, I have my description. So maybe I want to edit this description. Maybe I actually spent some time updating my Houzz business description on my profile. I can easily pull that into here. So just with the click toggle of a button, it will pull all my information over from my Houzz profile page. There's many different ways that you can customize, the fonts, the coloring, just to make it unique and your own. There's also different blocks that you can add in as far as maybe different banners or text or maybe even reviews that you've secured on Houzz that you want to have displayed on your profile. We also discussed how you can have videos. So we created that quick highlight video. That's also something that you can add into your website. So we have some actually amazing website designers now at Houzz who would love to partner with you, help build a website that makes sense for you. Every business is unique. Maybe you have a really phenomenal, amazing portfolio of work that you really want to show off. We got templates to do that. Or maybe if you don't have the best photos that you love, we still have some amazing ways that we can help serve you and your business to make sure that we're giving you everything that you need. Wonderful. All right. So before I kick it off to my colleague, you might have noticed as I've been kind of navigating around through Houzz and various aspects, there's this little button that always constantly follows me, and that's need help in the bottom right-hand corner. So we do that intentionally. We imagine that you might need some assistance or guidance as you go through. So if you click need help, we'll pop up actually some quick tutorials for you. So if you want to kind of rewatch, anything to help get you started on Houzz Pro, we'll have that loaded there and more to come. We also have a help center. So say, for example, you're getting stuck on maybe estimates, as we're going to go over those today. You can actually search for that in our help center, and that will connect you with different articles and resources and how-tos on how to do this. So a great one-stop shop for you to kind of find what you need right at your fingertips. And in addition to that, you have a contact us button. So of course, we want to offer these webinars as one resource for you, but we know that you might need some one-on-one help too. So if anything sounded interesting from what I've discussed with you so far today, you maybe want to talk about upgrading your program, or you want to explore getting some help with your website, you can actually click submit a support request. You can select an option from the dropdown on maybe what you need help with. Describe your issue in detail of how we can help, and then submit that to our team. And we will be in touch with you as quickly as we can to help support you and the needs of your business. Finally, again, we're going to be going over a lot today, but there's even more to come on Houzz. We want to provide every professional that works with us the most resources possible to better manage your business and secure jobs. So if you hover over your Houzz, you'll see this What's New in Houzz Pro dropdown, and there'll be a little red alert icon if there was something that this individual may have missed since they last logged in. So keep your eye on that, because there's constantly things that are coming out, things for you to know more about. So we'll link articles and little how-tos on any new updates that have launched since you last logged in. So that is a great resource for you as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there and kick it over to my colleague Lucas to go into even more detail on how, of course, now that we're building our brand, trying to secure projects, what happens as we try to start corresponding with those inquiries and really make it an exceptional client experience.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Lucas. I'm very excited to be with you here today to show you exactly how we're going to make the most effective use of our CRM. I'm going to show you our team members function, and then I'm also very excited to show you our QuickBooks integration, so how you'd be able to integrate QuickBooks if you are in one of our US markets. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get this started here. I'm going to share my screen with you. So give me 1 second while I get that going here, and you should be able to see my screen. Now, if you are not already logged into Houzz Pro, that's where we're going to start spending our time today. We're going to get into Houzz Pro. And the easiest way to get there is by clicking on this Go to Houzz Pro button. So we're going to press Go to Houzz Pro, and the screen that you're going to see should look something very, very close to this. Now, as I said, the things that we're going to cover today, we're going to cover our CRM. We're also going to cover those team members, so adding any team members to your Houzz Pro settings. And then we can also talk about QuickBooks integration, how we can manage all of those things together. So let's jump into it today. How we are going to talk about our CRM. Our CRM is our client relationship management tool. It is an incredibly powerful and incredibly effective way for you to communicate with all of your leads, whether they are ones that you collected from Houzz or ones that you've imported from other lead sources, whether that be word of mouth or otherwise. The easiest way to do so is by starting in this leads section right here. So we're going to start in leads. It's on the left-hand menu. We're going to click into leads, and that's going to populate all of our leads that you see here. So I'm going to have quite a few sample leads that you're going to be able to see on your end. Now, there's a question coming through in the chat, and the question says, what does it say here? It says, how do I import leads? Now, that's a great question. There's actually 3 key ways that you can import leads on your own platform here. So the first way to do so is through this great Gmail extension. So if you are a Gmail customer, you will be able to import your leads via this Gmail extension. You can download that via the download link, or if you are coming into your Houzz Pro, all you have to do is click this new Gmail extension for Houzz Pro. And in emailing back and forth, all of your lead details will be populated directly into your CRM here. The other way to import that is via this import leads button right here. You can import the leads via the import leads CSV file, or the import leads via the email function right here. And then the last way, there's actually a 4th way. This is a great way as well. If you want to manually import leads, one of the ways that you can do so is via this create new leads button right here. So you can create a lead, you can put the lead name, you can add more details, you can add the client details, all of those pieces. And that's one of the easiest ways that you can import this lead, import this project for the people whom you're working with. Now, for the sake of argument here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to jump into this lead from Mary. And I want to show you how that looks when you are working with a pro, or you as a pro, I should say, are working with a homeowner and you've imported that lead. So whether that homeowner has connected with you via the via lead generation source, such as the ultimate package here on Houzz, they've sent you a direct message, or you've imported it this way, you're gonna have the same functions across the top here. In the overview, you'll have an option to see all of the communication that you've connected with. So any of these notes that you've had, any of the pertinent details related to this project, you can see that in the overview. The messages section is going to show you all of the messages, whether they are text message or emails, and you can even denote either email or text message here, text message or email, on how you've been communicating with this or with that person back and forth. In this next section here, you can see the notes section. This is a place for you to add any of your internal notes. And if you are an Apple customer, you will see that this mirrors very closely to that iPhone Notes app. It's a great place for you to log any of your notes, any of your phone calls, any of the communication that you've had. So you can see right here, I put a note in all the way back in January. Hey, Mary said that she's been out of town for a couple weeks. We'd love to get surveyors out to look at new utility lines. And what I can do maybe on this note, I'm going to just say, new note, spoke with Mary today. Project is green light. And that way you have that note there. So you have an opportunity where you have all of this communication, all that conversation piece, all in one spot. The next section here that you'll be able to add any details to is this file section. This file section is excellent for if your client has you sign a non-disclosure agreement and you'd like to be able to keep that in one spot. If you have a contract that you've had signed between you and that client, or in this file section, you can also upload any inspiration photos, any mood boards, any ideas, any of those pieces. They can all live in this file section, including things like receipts or anything of that nature, so that you can keep all of the files in one spot. The last place that you'll be able to talk about here is this estimate section. Now, in a second here, Kristen's going to talk to you about estimates. I'm going to leave that for her, and we'll kind of come back to that in just a minute. Now, some other areas here on the lead details in the CRM, you'll have an opportunity to set the lead stage. So you can move it manually from for review to follow up to meeting. And even once you've created that estimate, it will move it to that estimate stage. And when you're in all of your leads, I'm going to click back to all my leads right here. You can see how many different leads I have and in what stage all of these people are in. You can see that. And I'm just going to click back into this one from Mary. The other thing that you can do now that you've integrated your calendar, and I know that Chloe showed that, is how you can schedule your meetings. So scheduling meetings is very easy. And I know that there was a question earlier about, hey, does this show all of my calendar to my clients? No, it does not. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So you can either share your calendar via a link, or you can schedule a meeting on behalf of them. So I'll just press the schedule a meeting button right here. And you can see all of the availability that person would have for weeks and weeks out, whether that's today or tomorrow or months from today. You can see all of that availability in the 30-minute increments that I've selected. And this is all your client would be able to see if you do send them that meeting link for them to connect with you versus you scheduling that meeting on behalf of both of you together. So you just select that time and all the pertinent details, and then you can send that invite directly to them. The last thing here on that CRM and in the leads details right here is you'll be able to see any of the lead details. So the address, the estimated budget, the location. And one of the coolest things that we've done is we've actually partnered with Zillow. So you can see this Zestimate that we've pulled for the location. So you can see the square footage, when it was built, and the respective price of what that property would likely go for given that Zestimate. One of those great things. And then scrolling down just a little bit further, this is where you can see all the contact information, all the project location, and that initial message that Mary in this instance had sent to me. So, hi, LP Homes, I'd like to discuss a home. So that is one of the coolest features here. Now, imagine you're in a position where you want more than just yourself to be able to do this. You want your team members to be able to send out those leads, send out those estimates, send out those notes, log all that detail all in one spot. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So where you're going to navigate to is you're going to navigate to the top right corner over Your Houzz. Now, Your Houzz is, again, it's going to live in that top right corner, and then you're going to click on Houzz Pro Settings. So top right corner, hover over Your Houzz, click Houzz Pro Settings. It's going to bring up all of the tiles here. And what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to click on this Teams button right here. In this Teams button, this is where you're going to be able to invite all of your team members. So you can see the respective team members whom I've added already. You can see right here, pending, And you can see I can even edit that invitation, or you can resend it or remove it. So if I don't want this person to have access anymore, perhaps this person doesn't work for me anymore, we'll just press remove. Yes, I'm going to remove their access. And for the sake of argument here, I'm going to show you exactly what we can do when you send that invite out. So you can see Lucas Purnell, my email address here, the roles. So you can either add a role or you can just create a role for them. You can select their permissions. So in the leads, yes, I want them to be able to send and hold meetings. I want them to be able to create and edit estimates. And for the project section, I'd like them to be able to see all my upcoming and all my worked on projects. And then I'd also like them to have access to their visual tools, which in just a minute, I'll actually show you how all those visual tools work. So we'll press save there. It's also going to show you, this is actually one other cool spot. It's also going to show you the number of team members that you have selected. And because I am on the ultimate plan here, my admin account is an ultimate plan, you'll see that I have unlimited seats, but it will show you the number of team members you have and the number of seats you have remaining as you send those out. So you know, once you've surpassed those number of seats, if you have more team members you need to add, you'll have an option to then connect with us to discuss what upgrading to that ultimate package would look like. All right, so that's how you add team members. Very, very cool. Now I'm going to show you how you can integrate QuickBooks Online. So QuickBooks Online is a very easy 4-step process. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to either the Your Houzz and the Houzz Pro Settings button, or I'm going to show you a little cheat here. You're just going to click on this Houzz Pro Settings button right here. We'll press back to Houzz Pro Settings. And for QuickBooks, we are going to showcase that in this Integrations tab. So we're going to click into the Integrations tab right here. It's the last tab, and there's a quick 4-step process for you to integrate QuickBooks Online. Now, QuickBooks Online is the only QuickBooks that will work for us. So I just want to be sure that we are effective and clear in that. If you have QuickBooks for desktop, unfortunately, that is not supported at this time. If you do have QuickBooks Online, it is a very simple, very easy integration. And I do want to just articulate this again, that currently this is only available to our customers in the United States. All right, so if you do choose to integrate QuickBooks, it is a 4-step integration process. The quickest way to do so, you can set up your tax agency, then you will turn on and how to manage your automations. Then you'll turn on purchase orders in QuickBooks settings. You'll just turn that on right here. And then you'll connect Houzz Pro to QuickBooks Online. It's a 4-step process. It shouldn't take you more than about 15 minutes to get through. And my advice to you in order to maximize this and to speed this up, just be sure that the browser that you're logged into Houzz Pro on, you're also logged into QuickBooks Online, so that when you press this connect button, it's a very simple connect. You don't have to worry about logging in or putting all those various passwords in, or worrying about if you have your password there. It's just very simple and a very quick integration for you guys. All right, I'm going to kick it back to Kristen here. Kristen's now going to show you exactly how, now that I've talked about team members and QuickBooks integration, and we've talked about leads, Kristen's going to show you a great function that we have here. She's going to show you how to convert a lead now to an estimate. All right, Kristen, kick it to you.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much, Lucas and Chloe. Again, my name is Kristen, and I am on the onboarding team here at Houzz. Today, I'm going to be showing you the entire project workflow, starting off where Lucas left off, where to convert a project, and I'm going to be showing you how to create a project, create an estimate, both from a template and scratch, how to create an invoice, and then I'll be going into change orders, and then I'm going to wrap things up by going through time and expenses. Okay, and again, picking up where Lucas left off, on the upper right-hand corner, you can automatically convert your lead to a project. Really fast and simple way, but I want to go ahead and show you how to create a project from scratch as well. So we're going to go to the left-hand side here under leads, and we're going to click on projects. And this is going to automatically show all of your active projects. It'll show the top 3 that you've worked on most recently, just so you can access those a little bit easier. On the right-hand side here, you'll find this Create New Project button. So we're going to click there. And this is where you can put all of your pertinent project details, including your client information. So project name up at the top. You can also access any past clients that you've worked with or input. You'll see here that I have worked with quite a few high-end celebrities here. But if it is a client that you're just working with for the first time, you can go ahead on the right-hand side and click Create New Client. And again, put in all the necessary information for that specific client here. Okay, and then you just click save and the client would appear here. Scrolling down, you can add in any additional project details that may be necessary and helpful for you throughout the process. Okay, so once you finished up there, you're just gonna go ahead and click done. But I'm gonna work off of one of my past projects here. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit out using this X at the top right-hand corner. And now I'm gonna navigate to this new home renovation lead. So if I were to have convert that lead into a project, it would look just like this. So it would open up all of your project management tools. You would still be able to access all of the messages from that lead stage. But from here, again, just all the other tools that you would need to make this a simple and effective workflow. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into estimates here. And you'll see I've worked on quite a few, so it'll always log those. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make an estimate from a template first. So I'm going to click this drop down. We're going to click on from template. And you'll see we have quite a few here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just click on just this exterior paint one right here and click save. And again, this is a pre-populated template. So there are going to be a plethora of line items and you're going to have to just kind of break it down to customize it to your company needs. But again, that's the great thing about our estimate tool in general is that you can tailor this and break it down to what's really going to fit your business the best. So scrolling up to the top, you'll already see how click to edit friendly this estimate tool is. So if I click here, I'm just going to change this to Matthew's estimate. Oops. And then you can either click this check mark or click enter on the keyboard. So whatever will be easier for you when inputting data. Okay, so now I'm going to navigate down to this due date here. So you can let the client know when you would like this to be approved by. So say you want them to approve this by April 5th, we'll just find that date here, automatically log. And then scrolling down, you'll see again that there are items already pre-populated. So I'm just going to go through the editing process here. So if you want to delete an item, just click this box on the left-hand side. And this remove items box will appear at the top. So we're just going to go ahead and remove these. If you want to remove by category, it works the same way. So you're just going to click this box next to the category name. Click remove items. So very fast and simple on the editing process. If you want to change the name, just go ahead and click on the title there and say you just want this to say mask and cover. I'm just going to delete some of these. Okay, click the check mark. Moving to the right-hand side, you can update the quantity and unit. So say this is going to be a few pieces. We'll just say this is going to be 5 pieces here. Add in 5. And you can customize the units as well. So you can always type in your own unit as well, and you don't have to use the pre-populated suggestions there. Okay. Oops. Okay, so moving forward to the material cost. So we'll just say we have a particular material cost here. And maybe we want to change this to $2. And if for any item here, if you have additional labor costs, you can always specify that as well through this labor section. If not, you can just keep an amount under material. Then moving forward, you'll see this markup section. So say you run at a 10% markup, we'll go ahead and just put 10% there and click done. And it will automatically populate throughout the estimate, which I'm sure will save you so much time. But of course, you can update each individual. So say you usually run by a 10% markup, but maybe you have like an item that's an exception. Just go ahead and click into here and you can change that by either percentage or a fixed amount. So say this particular item runs at a 15% markup, it will automatically adjust and calculate for you. And the nice thing too is that anytime you make a numerical change, it's automatically going to adjust on the total. So that way you can ensure that you are in budget. And the nice thing about this total is that it is a running total. So as I scroll down, you'll see you'll be able to access that at all times when you make any changes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, now that we've had the overall editing process done, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make one from scratch now. So I'm going to go ahead and click back to the project. And we're going to go ahead and just create a new one here. Okay, so we're going back to the right-hand side, new estimate, and I'm going to click from scratch. Okay, so same editing process again, except now you have a blank canvas. So I'm going to click on the title, again, change this to Matthew's Home Remodel Estimate. We're going to make the due date, again, April 5th. And so now we're going to go ahead and add some items here on the right-hand side. So I'm first going to pull up our parts list. And again, depending on which location you're at, you may have a different view on this, but I just want to show you the overall parts list here. So I'm going to go ahead and click into one of these, and we'll just say demolition of exteriors. And you'll have pre-populated options in here to choose from. So we'll just say decks here. And you'll see that we have items within each category. And also throughout, you're going to see numbers populated as well. And we actually pull these from a third-party company called Remodel Max. And these numbers are going to be based off of the average in your particular market. So your numbers might look a little different than mine. And we also update these numbers on a quarterly basis. And so to add in an item, all you'd have to do is either click this plus sign here or on the exact item name. And it'll automatically appear on the estimate for you. So we're just going to go through, maybe I'll want to go through some of my past items that I've created. I'll just go ahead and click here. And again, add those in. Okay. So now we've kind of gone through adding from the parts list, and you can always search through your items or the parts list just by this search bar at the top here. And you can specify too whether you want to search through the parts list or any of your past templates. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and just create a new item. Again, maybe it's something that wasn't on that parts list, something that you want to customize. You can always click create new item. And so we'll just say, again, we need paint, but for the kitchen. So we're just going to put in paint here, add it to your items. And then we're going to change that category to kitchen. You can add in a vendor if needed. And then we're going to go ahead and add in the cost. So we'll just say this is going to be $600. And this isn't going to be permanent. So even once you click create, you can still adjust any of these details as far as material costs and the name. So we're going to click create. And now you'll see your new item here on the left-hand side. And I'm going to go ahead and add in one more item. So say you need a discount or you want to reflect that on the estimate. We're going to click create new item. And say you use a veteran discount. We're just going to type in discount. Sorry. Veteran discount. Add it to your items under the discount category. And then we'll just say this is going to be a $200 discount. So we'll click create. And I'm going to click out of here. And so now I'm going to hover over that amount. And I'm going to go ahead and add a negative sign in front of it. And now it will apply as a discount automatically subtract. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and customize this a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want to specify, again, the paint. So we're going to say we need 5 cans of paint for this. So say 5. And again, writing in my own unit here. So we're going to say 5 cans and click enter. Say I don't need this section here. It was an accident for demolish. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And again, just really customize this to fit my particular needs. And so faucet, maybe we need two faucets. So we're just going to change this to 2. Okay, and everything looks pretty good here. Maybe I'll add in a markup. So we're just going to add in 10% markup. And then we'll add an additional labor cost for paint. So say the material cost for the actual paint was $600, but maybe the labor is going to be around $1,000. Okay, so once you have everything here good to go, you can make any last organizational edits. So say you want the faucet to be first here. We'll go ahead and use these 6 dots on the left-hand side to change the positioning. And you can do the same for categories. So maybe you want to bring this down to the bottom here. We want that discount to be at the top. Okay, so super simple. Just moving around, you can organize it as needed. So scrolling down, once all the items here look good and the organization is up to par, we're going to go ahead and scroll down here. And you'll see that you have the option to request a deposit with the estimate, and we'll kind of jump into that in a moment here. Additionally, you can add any photos or files. Say you want to upload a blueprint along with this estimate, you can easily do so here. You can also add in any terms and conditions. And what's really nice is that once you put them in initially, you can always save them as a template and use them for future use. And then at the end here is where you can add your memo. So whether it's just a personal touch or a thank you, or maybe you have details that you need to relay over with the estimate, this is the area where you could do so. Okay. And one of my favorite things about this estimate feature is that you have an option to preview and share and customize this before actually sending it out. So we're going to click preview and share here on the right-hand side. And it's going to bring up your new beautifully branded document. Again, this will have your logo, as Lucas was kind of showing you how to add in, and your company information. But on the right-hand side here is where you can choose the details that you want the client to see. So I'm going to go ahead and check off all these boxes, and you'll see that you can see as little as the category pricing and the total. But as we check off some of these boxes, it's going to add additional details. So you can show category pricing, detailed breakdown, detailed pricing. You can show the quantity in units that we're putting in earlier. And then if you want to be very transparent, you can show that markup breakdown that will appear as a fee. And then one of my favorite things about the document is that you can require an e-signature. So if I click this box, now you'll see this new box populated at the bottom, and that way your client can just easily sign from their phone or their desktop, and you'll get a notification once they've approved that. And I know it's really important for a lot of people that I work with to, have something set in stone, something that will, just verify the validity of the estimate. So perfect way to incorporate that. And to do so, all you'd have to do is just put it in the client information here. So their email, any of the required information. And you can also send a copy to your email. So that way you can view the document and, see what the client would be viewing. And if you need to print this off for any reason, say you want to keep this on file, or maybe you want them to sign in person, you can click export as PDF and it will automatically bring up a printing option for you. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and approve this estimate. So I'm going to go to the top right and click X here. Okay. So I want to show you a few things on this options section at the top right-hand side here before we go into approve this estimate. So scrolling down, you'll see a save as template option. So the nice thing is that say you're working on this for a client and you think that it would be a really great template to use for future projects, you can go ahead and click save as template. And now just how we pulled that initial template for the estimate, you'll be able to access it there and you can make any additional edits for that particular project. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and approve this, manually approve this, and you have the option to do so if, say, you had a verbal agreement or again, if something came up and you just wanted to approve this, maybe they couldn't themselves. So we're going to go ahead and click here, approve on their behalf. And now you'll see approved at the top, and this is also what it would look like if a client were to sign via that e-signature section. Except over here on the right-hand side under the activity stream it would say estimate approved by client and then the date that they approve that. Okay. So from here, we're going to go ahead and jump into invoicing. So you'll see once it's in the approved stage, it opens up this option on the right-hand side. So we're going to go ahead and click Create Invoice. Okay, so you'll see here it's going to bring up all of the items. And I'm going to go ahead and just preview and share this right off the bat. Okay, so this will look just like the branded document for the estimate tool, and except now they'll be able to see that initial payment that's due. And I'm going to go ahead and show you right now how we can adjust the payments here and the due dates. So we'll click off of this document, scroll down, and you will see this payment section here. So what's really nice is that I'm sure, you know, different times where you would work with a project and maybe you want them to pay in increments. So this will allow you to do so, break it down, and also keep track of it. And not only help you keep track of it, but your client as well. And so we'll just say this is going to be the first payment, and this will be the last payment. But additionally, say you require a deposit up front before even going to the other payments. So we're going to click Request a Deposit, and we'll just say you require a 15% deposit. So we're just going to click on percentage, change this to 15%, and it will also show you what that would equate to as far as a monetary value, which is very nice and helpful. You can customize the payment terms and then let them know when this deposit is due. So we'll just say we need this deposit by Wednesday and then click Create. Perfect. And you'll see here as well for this payment section, it's automatically going to break the payments up equally, but you can always adjust that as well. So say this first deposit is going to hold a little more weight. So we'll just click over here to percentage, and we'll just say the first payment's going to be 50% of the remaining balance. Okay, and again, it'll adjust accordingly for you. So scrolling to the right-hand side, you can let them know which payment methods you're accepting for this project. So say you accept only check, we'll click on check there for all of these payment options. You can adjust the payment terms as well. And then you can add in due dates. Again, a perfect way to keep track and set expectations for the client. So we'll say, again, the deposit will be on the 31st. The first payment will be April 13th. And the last payment we'll say is going to be April 30th here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and click preview and share again, and you'll see how that payment section is updated. So now on the right-hand side, you'll see a breakdown of the deposit, the first and the last payment. And again, a perfect way for not only you to keep on track, but also for your client to keep on track with payments. Because of course, that's very important. Okay, so I'm going to click out of here and I'm going to go ahead and log one of the payments and just show you how that updates. So we'll click X, scroll down. And so we'll just say the date came for the deposit, and we're going to go ahead and log that. So we'll say on March 31st, the client gave you that check. So we'll just say again, check here. And then we're going to go ahead and just adjust that to the day that it was due. And the nice thing is that you can automatically send a receipt as well, just by clicking off this box here. And so we're going to go ahead and click done. And now it will say partially paid at the top once this loads. Again, just to keep you updated as soon as you click on this invoice section. On the right-hand side, you'll see the clear details. So it'll show that the payment was received and the exact amount and date. And then scrolling down now on that payment plan section, you will see a paid symbol. And even if you forget to send them a receipt, you still have the option later on as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like now that it is paid. So we'll click preview and share. And now at the top, very clear, it'll show paid. So when you send this out, again, the client can really keep track of everything. They can see that they, paid the deposit, that you noted that they paid the deposit, and that their expectations for payments moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to click out of here and we're going to go ahead and jump into change orders. So just let this load. I'm going to go ahead and click back to the estimate here at the top. And I'm going to show you a couple ways we can make a change order here. So say there's a particular item you want to change. We can go ahead and scroll over that. So we'll just say in the kitchen, we need to update the amount of paint. Highlight this item here on the left-hand side. And now you'll see this create change order section appear. So I'm going to click on to create change order. And it will bring up a very organized change order for you. So they'll be able to see exactly what was planned initially. You can add in additional notes as to why you're making this change. And then you can update the quantity here. So say we really needed 6 cans of paint, add that in and it will adjust that amount automatically. Additionally, if you do have a change order fee, say, at a certain amount, you start charging, you can just click add change order fee. And now this section will appear and you can just add in that fee. So we'll just say a $50 fee. Okay, and you're good to go. And you can just go ahead and preview and share that just like the other documents and send that out to them. But say you have, you need a change order for an item that wasn't originally on the estimate. We're going to go ahead and click back to the estimate again. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and head to this change orders tab over here on the right. And you'll see that change order we just made. And then on the right hand side, you'll see create new. So if we click here, it'll bring up a format just like the original estimate tool, and you can go ahead and add on the item that's necessary there, and then send that out for approval. Okay. So again, that's the typical workflow, again, starting from a project all the way to change order. I do want to wrap up here by going over time and expenses. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate there now. So on the left-hand side, you'll see this section here under Manage Time and Expenses. I'm going to click there. And just like we invoice for product and services, you now have the ability to invoice for your own time. So you'll see here I have a few entries already up and going, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a new entry. So I'm going to click New Entry here on the right-hand side. And you can also put in time based on the project, again, just to keep things really on track and very organized. So we'll say specifically, we need to track time worked for the new home renovation we were just working on. So we'll just add the service as time. And we'll say the hourly rate was, we'll just say $300 here. You can let them know that it was tax and billable. Sorry, taxable and billable. Add in the day that the time was worked. So we'll just keep it today. And we'll say we put in 5 hours. You can add a description, any additional notes, or upload a file, maybe a receipt, anything that's going to be valid for this particular time entry. And then we'll go ahead and click Save. You'll automatically see that logged here. And again, just a really great way to keep track as you're kind of working through projects here. You'll be able to see the team member that updated this. So, I was working on these particular items. And then also what's nice is that you can invoice for each item. So we'll just say, I'm going to click on this one that we just added in, highlight it, and this create invoice section will pop up at the top. So we'll go ahead and click there. And then you can just go ahead and just easily preview and share this and send this out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to navigate back to that time and expenses section. And what's really helpful is that as soon as you go to invoice, you will see this invoice option here on the right. So this will just ensure that you're not making duplicate invoices and just make sure that you are on track. Again, we wouldn't want to send out, multiple or duplicate. So again, just really great to keep a reference there. And you can also invoice for multiple items at a time as well. So the best and easiest way to do that would be to filter by project here. So we'll say we just want to make sure we have everything invoiced for that new home renovation. So we'll click that box here. And now it'll only show the time for that particular project. Again, we just invoiced for this, but maybe you forgot to invoice for these other items. Just go ahead and click here on these boxes, and then you can go ahead and create an invoice for the remainder. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just go back here, and I want to show you our stopwatch feature. So this is the perfect way to be able to track time in real time. So if we head to the top here, you'll see I already had one kind of running, and you can easily play and then pause as needed. So say you're working and need to step out for a moment, you can easily go up to the stopwatch and click pause. And also you can utilize multiple stopwatches at once. So maybe you're doing time for 2 projects at the same time. We'll click add stopwatch. And we'll say we're working on a new custom home. Again, time at a different rate. We'll say the rate is 200. Start stopwatch. And now you'll see both stopwatches are running, and you can run them at the same time here. So again, really easy way to keep track of not just a project, but all of your projects all at once. And then once you are good to go, you can go ahead and click log time. So once you're finished up, you did everything you needed for that day, go ahead and click log time. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page here. Okay, and now you'll be able to see that log time. So again, just really easy way to keep things organized and logged. And lastly here, what I wanted to kind of go through was the export option. So again, if you want to export this to an Excel file, you have the option to do so here just by clicking off the items for that particular project. Oops, sorry about that. And then, so we'll just say we're just going to export this one right here and click export, and it will pull this up and list it in an Excel file. And I think that is about it. Again, thank you so much. And I hope this was really helpful to go through some of the workflow. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it off back to Lucas.
All right, Kristen, thank you so much for that. That was a great explanation of everything that our product can do here. So I'm excited to be back with you guys here. In the next 20 or so minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to cover the client dashboard. So now that you're ready to send that out to your send that project out to your client, now you know exactly how to invoice and process change orders, how you can send out those estimates and create them. How do we be sure that our client stays engaged with us and knows exactly where they stand in that project? So we're going to talk about the client dashboard. We're going to talk about our visual tools. Now, I get excited about a lot of things, but I think our visual tools are some of the coolest features that we have here at Houzz. So I'm very excited to talk about those visual tools with you. That's our 3D floor planner and our mood boards. So if you've been waiting this entire time to learn about those, I'm very excited to show those to you. And then the last thing that I'll be discussing with you today is going to be our app. So the functionalities of the app. I won't be able to go into the full details on how to utilize the app on the phone, but I will show you the functionalities that we have and just kind of give you a little bit of the lay of the land. We'll provide some links so that you'll be able to download that app, whether you are on the Android or the iPhone solution. And you'll be able to hop in directly into that Houzz Pro app in no time. So let's get this going again here. I'm going to start my screen share one more time, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can send out that client dashboard now that you are well versed in how to send out all of those estimates. All right, so here we are back again at the Houzz Pro Center. I've just clicked back into my welcome screen. So this is going to be that main screen that we come to every single time. Now, every client dashboard is hosted within each individual project. So I'm going to click into my projects tab, and I'm going to click into a project that I already have running. So I am going to maybe find one of these ones that I have. How about this drywall for a hallway project? Even this kitchen remodel that I have. You can see all of these various kind of fake example leads that we've created, maybe even an ADU. So for the sake of argument here, we'll click into this ADU that I've created and that we're in the project, in the process of working for Carlos Santana. You can see all of these various estimates that we've created for him. Now, one of the coolest features that we have here is that we have this client dashboard. The share client dashboard button doesn't really move. So whatever screen you're in when you're in that project section, you will be able to share that client dashboard directly with your client, directly with your customer. So I'm going to click into this and show you exactly what that looks like. This screen that I'm about to show you this is the exact preview that client would be able to see. So in this client dashboard, it's going to kind of give you a little bit of a welcome notification here. This section right here, this welcome to your dashboard, is only for you. Your client won't be able to see this, but as you can see, it's going to show all messages and attachment. It's going to allow you to view and approve all final documents and estimates of the payment requests. So your client will be able to see those, view and approve those, and then that client will also be able to check that timeline to see that their project is on track. So we'll click out of here. You can see right here any open tasks that your client would have, any invoices that are due. So you can say, hey, this invoice is past due. We're ready to pay now on that. Right here, this client would be able to start a conversation with us. So what the benefit is they don't need to remember exactly what your phone number is. Maybe their phone broke and they don't have your business card readily available. They can just come to this client dashboard. They can start that conversation with you right away. One of the benefits also is that this is also mobile friendly. So you can send this directly to that client, and that client can access this on mobile. In that messages section, you can see any communication back and forth between you and that client. And that client's going to be able to see that as well. So any of that communication. In the financial section, they'll be able to see any of the financial invoices. So any open invoices, any outstanding invoices, any invoices that they paid, receipts, all of those things are going to live right here in that financial section. So again, that client is going to be able to have all of that information and those details readily available to them. The reason we developed this, the reason this is so beneficial for our professionals, is because in surveys and in conversations with our homeowners, we have noted time and time again that communication skills and transparency are two of the top hiring criteria for our professionals across the board. So if you're a professional that prides themselves in their communication skills, this tool is invaluable to your success. And this allows your customer to know exactly where they are at any given time when an invoice is due, when it's past due, how much is due, what the timeline is of their project, and any attachment that you have for that project. They can see all of that right here readily available to them. So it's pretty wonderful. So you can see just clicking through this timeline section, you can see any of the Gantt charts that you've created. They know exactly where you're going to be on what day and what's going to be going on. One of the most disruptive things that can happen in a person's life, is a home renovation. You're sitting there, you can't access your kitchen. If you've ever sat through a home renovation yourself and you don't have access to things like your bathroom, your kitchen, your living space, it can be incredibly disruptive. And as a homeowner, your homeowner might be sitting there like, man, when is this person going to be out of there? Well, one of the easiest ways for you to showcase that is through this Gantt chart. So you create that timeline, you publish it to this client dashboard, and they'll be able to see all of those things available to them in one easy spot. The last section here is going to be any attachments. So I know at the very beginning when I had the opportunity to speak with you, we discussed any attachments, those non-disclosures, those contracts that you might have signed between you, any reference material that you're utilizing. You have that all readily available so your client can see that. Again, the client's going to be able to send a message right here. And then the easiest way to share that with your client, you can either share it via email. So you put their email in, you can CC yourself, you can put a subject and a message here. You can even send a copy to yourself, or you can send it as a link. So imagine you are working for someone as high profile as, say, Carlos Santana. One of the things that you can do here is you can send it to maybe like their management team, or you're working with a husband and wife duo, or you'd like more than one person to have the availability to this. You just turn link sharing on. You can copy that link right here, and you can text that, you can email it, whatever your preference is, whatever the easiest way is to get in contact with that homeowner. You can send them that client dashboard. Now, again, Easiest way to get here, I'm just going to show you one more time how to get here because I saw a chat come through that said, Lucas, how do I get there again? So in any of your projects that you're working on, in virtually any section, so whether I'm in the messages tab or the timeline, you can see this client dashboard doesn't move. So I'll click in, I'll just to illustrate, you can see that client dashboard doesn't move. And all I'll do is I'll press the share client dashboard button. And that's how I would send out this client dashboard. So that's how I'm going to send it to them. And all of the information about my project is going to live right here, so that as a homeowner, I know exactly where my contractor is going to be. And as as a professional, you know exactly or you know exactly how to be transparent, and your homeowner feels more confident in working with you. All right. Okay, so now that I've shown you how to utilize the client dashboard, I have the opportunity now to show you some of our visual tools. So those visual tools live right here under the 3D floor plans in that mood board section. The first place that we're going to click into is we're going to click into that 3D floor plan section. So we'll go ahead and get started there. Go ahead and follow along with me if you are logged in. It's wonderful. I've created a variety of a number of rooms here, but for the sake of argument here, we're going to click into this room that I've kind of done the most editing into. So we'll click into this space here, and you can see this room with all the various products that we've created for them. You can see that I can adjust the ceiling height. I can create various inches. I've got all the structures, the products, and the source here, where all of my 3D platforms are going to be able to come from. So anything that Houzz has created a 3D rendering of. You can see the space. You can even put on, you can even put the units in meters if you'd like. So if you're part of our any of our markets that utilize the metric system, you can visualize that. Scrolling out, you can then see all of the dimensions, and then when you scroll in, you can see them as they come available. So you can see, the bathroom is X space, the closet is X space, or this little workroom right here, and then this little, the studio apartment you can see right here with the living space, the kitchen, the entrance, all those doorways. So adding products is very easy to do so. You can search by products, or you can just select from these drop downs here. Now, from time to time, I do have professionals that ask, Lucas, can I import my own CAD drawings into this? Or can I import my own products into this? Unfortunately, at this time, those are not supported, but I am sure that you're going to find the product that you're looking for. Our list of products and in our source is an incredibly robust offering. So go ahead and take a look in this offering right here, and that way you'll be able to see all of those things that you're going to want to add. So I can click into lighting. Maybe I want to add a table lamp here. So I'll just click on that table lamp to add, and then I can drag and drop that onto this desk here that's in this little office space. You can see I can rotate it. I can rotate right, I can delete it, or I can even duplicate it. If I ever wanted to extend a wall, I can also click on this little draw walls extension piece right here, and I can draw, say I've got like a little ante room over here or another closet space. I could just draw that wall right here, and then I can drag this so that you can see right here how all of these walls are the dimensions. You can see the dimension of each and every space, each and every wall right there. Now, if you don't want that wall, you want to delete that space, very easy to do so. You just select it and you hit the backspace or the delete key on your computer. It's very, very easy to do so. And then if you did want to see the dimensions of each of those individual walls, all you'd have to do is just select that wall, and you can see the dimension of that space. And then you can even, drag and drop those if you really wanted to. So if you had a diagonal space, you can do something like that as well. All right. Let me show you one of those other cool features. So this dollhouse view here for our 3D floor plan is a great way for you to create a highly visual component, a highly visual space, so that you can share this with your client. I think this is one of the coolest things when you bring this to a client. You can show them exactly what their space would look like, and you can visualize that. And when you are in this dollhouse view, one of the coolest things that you can do is you can even select the individual walls. So I'm going to come back to structure here. I can select on the individual walls. And we have a partnership with Benjamin Moore, where you can even change the various colors of those walls. So you can look at it from a swatches view or a list view. You can change, if you want all the pinks or all the blacks or all the browns, any of the neutral colors, you can see all of those here. So maybe I want to change this to the candlelit dinner color. And one of the coolest things that I can do here is then, if I am then trying to match that color exactly, your homeowner loves that color, you just go to any Benjamin Moore dealer, you say, hey, I'm looking for candlelit dinner 295, and they'd be able to make you that paint right there. So one of those cool benefits that you have. All right, coming into that floor planner view as well, One of the other things that you'll be able to do, you can move around this space. And then when you have clicked in, you can even click in onto the floor of that in that floor planner. So if you want your bathroom, for instance, your bathroom needs to be tile. All you do is you click on that bathroom floor. You can look at all the tile. We have 3 options: wood, tile, and carpet. So say you want to do this honeycomb tiling, this very popular tile, you can put that in there. Say for the carpeting, we're going to put, we don't want hardwood in this space. We actually want to put carpeting in this space. So we're going to do something like this, something like this patterned carpet right there. And then we also want to match that carpet in that office space as well. You can just come back to that dollhouse view, and now you can see all of those things match. You have that tile here, you have the carpet there. All right, so that in a nutshell is your 3D floor plan. That's how you add products, that's how you remove products, that's how you build walls and draw pieces. One of the coolest things that you'll also be able to do, and I'll show you this in just a second, and one of the capabilities in the app, but you can even draw the room that you're in with the app, with the 3D floor planner app. And then because we're cloud-based, then it would be able to come to this desktop, and on the desktop version of this, you'd be able to make any of those adjustments that you'd like to. The last thing that you can do is you can also do a walkthrough view of this. So if you were standing in there, you can see what it's like to stand in that space. So you can even create a more compelling space for your client to be able to see, and you can even zoom out and see what it's like to stand in that space. So hey, when this is all said and done, this is what your space is going to look like. This is what your room is going to look like. If you wanted to duplicate this, you absolutely could. You can rename it by renaming it here. If you wanted to delete it, you absolutely could delete it under the 3 dot section by pressing delete. Or you can share this out. If you wanted to share this out, you can copy this and you can send that directly to your client, either via the messages section here in the CRM, or a text message as well. Again, we are mobile friendly, so that's something that you can very easily send out to share with your client, so that client can see what that would look like in their space as well. All right, the next thing that I'm going to talk to you about is I'm going to talk to you about our mood boards here. Our mood boards give you the opportunity to really showcase what the feeling of a space would look like to one of your professionals, to one of your homeowners as a professional. So you can see the various products that we have here. We've created, as an example, the Scandinavian living room, and you can do a ton of different great things with this mood board. So one of the first things that you can do is you can always change the background. If you've got a homeowner that is very specific about the colors that they want, for instance, they're a huge sports fan of say the San Francisco Giants or the 49ers, and you know what that RGB colors are, and they want that room to, mirror the 49er colors. You can put that RGB colors right here. You can even put the hex code if you've looked that up. You can choose from custom colors, or again, we've partnered with Benjamin Moore, so you can choose any of those Benjamin Moore colors. So maybe in this instant, I'm going to choose that violet color, and you'll be able to see how that kind of brings all this space together with the leather chair here and various sitting options that we've put in here. Some of the other things that you can do, you can always upload your own photos. You can import a floor plan. So say you wanted this Scandinavian living room is actually going to be this space right here. So you can even make that small and put that in the corner. So we'll say, hey, this room is actually for this space that I've created in that floor planner. You can add any various color swatches that you'd like. So maybe we want to add that as a swatch right here. We can say, hey, that's the swatch that we're utilizing for this. That's the color that we have. You can even grab any info on it. You can view that product, or you can send it to back. So if you want it behind, say this lamp, for instance, you can do that as well. And then this is where you can add any text. So you can change the, one of the coolest things, you can change the very size of that text, and you can change the color of that text as well, including making a Benjamin Moore color if you really wanted to kind of keep the same theme going across the board. So this is where we do things like adjust, living room. You can add that exclamation point when you're in that text editor. Or you can even add like a call to action here. Hey, what do you think of this pillow? ? Send that as a question to your client here. What do you think of this pillow? And then you can create that call to action, with a little arrow drawing to that pillow that you're going to. So that's that arrow tool. Or you can even draw, and you can, draw that arrow if you wanted to. So don't call me an artist. I'm not an artist by any means. I'm sure you can see that here. But again, this is one of those really cool ways for you to showcase your creativity and really give that homeowner the feeling of that space, the feeling of that room. The last option that we have is this ruler. You can see there's actually a ruler right here. But what I'll do, just for the sake of argument, I'm actually going to click on rulers. I'm just going to drag and drop this across the board here. And I'm going to say, hey, this couch is actually, it's a 5-foot couch, and it's 5'6". You can put it in centimeters, millimeters, meters, feet and inches, and yards. And then you can just put that right here, and then you can even drag that across there. So then that client is able to visualize what that would look like in their home as okay, this couch takes up 5'6". I can maybe pull out my tape measure as a homeowner and know exactly the space that's going to fill, or even, as a professional, you can say, okay, yes, I can now visualize that, and I know that I can't go over certain dimensions. So when I'm finding the products, I need to be sure that the products that I'm adding in here will fit that space. How you add products to this mood board is very easy. You can add it via the product list. You can add it from your library. So anything that you've uploaded. Now, I haven't uploaded a bunch of products or a bunch of images to my library. I only have my logo. But you can always, if you've uploaded your logo, you can make all of these documents branded. So I might want to put my logo here. I'm going to try to remove the background there. You can see, and then I'm going to send it to back. So, hey, this is branded for my business. And there's my logo right there. And then under the source, these are all the products that we have available in our mood boards. These are all products that we sell on Houzz. So a really great opportunity for you to be able to add these products in here. So say, if I wanted to add, this little piston stool right here, I just click on that. I can add that in there, and then I can, put that in the very spot wherever I'd like to put that. Now, you can see right here, we also do a really good job of removing the background on the products that we have uploaded. And so you will either have the option to restore the background and have the white background around it, or remove the background and just have the image. And then you can even crop the image if you'd like. So if you'd like it to be, circle crop or a square crop, you can do that. And then you can even, move that around. So if you only want that part of the image in there, you're able to do that as well. And then I will just delete that here. All right. Now, sharing a mood board is very simple. You can either you can save this as a new mood board. You can share it right here under this mood board drop-down menu, or you can even print this mood board and bring it with you if you wanted to bring that with you to your client. You can save it, print it out here, save it as a PDF, and that will give you the option to even upload it to that notes section, or upload it to the files section on your CRM, so that you can keep the mood board together with the project that you're working on if you do end up kind of doing those things in conjunction. And then if you ever wanted to load a new mood board from here, you're working on one, you want to just pivot to another project, all you do is you just press this load mood board, and you can load whatever mood board you have in here. All right, so I'm just going to save that for the sake of argument here, but that in essence is how you'd be able to create that mood board. All right. I'm going to pivot here, and I'm going to talk to you about the mobile app now. So the capabilities of the mobile app. The mobile app is a very robust tool. It gives you a wonderful opportunity for you to be able to take all of these robust tools on the go with you. The mobile app lives here. It will live obviously on your phone, but I'm just going to showcase you the little article that we have about it. And we'll be able to follow up with some links for you to be able to download this. We have it for the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The mobile app will allow you to tap and follow up with any lead. You can see the various lead stages that I showcased to you earlier in the presentation. It'll allow you to do any messaging on here, so you can communicate back and forth very easily with your clients. Back and forth, you can send PDFs, you can take photos directly while you're in that app. You can see there's a little camera icon here. You can attach files, and it's really cool to be able to take a photo, send that in the message, and say, hey, is this something that you'd be interested in for this space, for this whatever that looks like. You can send estimates and proposals on the go, and if you're part of our build solution, we do have the templates available for you as well. And that templates are readily available within the app. You have the whole product library, product list, and then you can easy to use invoicing, so you can be sure that you're getting paid. That's number one, very important. We want to get you paid. And then you can also, as I said here, take those instant measurements, create that room in scale, correct scale of that 3D floor plan. And you can see right here, this is an example of what that would be like. You just set the anchor point in the corner, you drag it along the base of that room, and you can add things like doors and windows into that room, into that space, so you know exactly what that looks like for that client. All right. Well, that about wraps it up for everything that I wanted to showcase to you today. Thank you so much for sticking with me. It's been an absolute pleasure connecting with you. And now I'm going to kick it back to Chloe to talk to you about a few other things.
All right. Thank you so much to our panelists for presenting all this amazing information today. But I also wanted to leave you with, of course, a couple additional resources. So we have a variety of different programs here at Houzz, which we mentioned in the beginning. And if you're interested in getting more out of your program, whether it be having more premium marketing features or being able to generate business on Houzz, I wanted to offer you the option of our Ultimate program. If you're wanting to just get more information, I'm actually going to include a link to a calendar to talk to some of our reps here at Houzz who are really familiar with all the different options that we provide. No pressure, but if you absolutely just want to get information, this is a great place to start. So our Ultimate programs typically start at $199 a month, but we're offering 30% off to our group today that is attending our webinar. But what this includes is it includes, of course, lead generation. And this is a smart lead generation. It's different than other platforms that are out there because it specifically targets projects, locations, uses smart technology to make sure we're not only matching where you want to work and the types of work you want, but what budget, what style, all these different things that go into making sure that you are the right fit for the right person. There's even more that comes with that. We have an amazing live connections program, which is a concierge service that screens and qualifies leads as they may come in through Houzz. We facilitate warm handoffs from the client to the pro over the phone. It's this white glove, amazing experience for both the homeowner and the professional that is included in our Ultimate package. We also provide a preferred directory placement. So as you kind of get familiar with Houzz, you kind of browse around, there are tons of professionals that have joined our community over the last 10 years. But if you want a way to stand out, especially in your local area, having preferred directory placement will absolutely help you do that. You can kind of even showcase off even more those amazing standouts, the way that you offer video meetings, and ensure that homeowners can find you easily. Last but not least, you get a dedicated client success manager who will work with you throughout the year. So you get someone who will call and check in with you, kind of give you the insider tips and knowledge to make sure that your program is a success and working for you. We have professionals who have been working with our amazing CSMs for 7+ years. So we'd welcome you to be a part of that community. And in addition, again, you learned so much today. So our Ultimate program offers unlimited team members if you want to get your team on board to help learning all things Houzz Pro and can assist you in managing your business even better. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us today. We sincerely appreciate it. We hope that you learned a ton. We'll be sending you an email with even more resources and things that we discussed today to make sure that you have everything at your fingertips to get started on Houzz Pro. So thank you again for joining us and best of luck, and we'll talk to you soon.